Shake your pom-poms. Shake, shake, shake. Kimberly F. Brown, she'll roll up on your hometown. She supports the good, but if you're doing wrong, you better watch yourself. If you're cruel and full of spite, she'll shut you down. One wrong step and it's to the ground. She don't play nice with clowns. Brown, 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 on Cleveland, she'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn Brown, brown. She helps the folks in every way. Her light shines bright like midday. She hates the lies, she seeks the truth. She'll call you out and show the proof. She'll clean the streets, she'll get them right. She works all day, she works all night. She loves or hates based on your deeds. Don't cross her path, don't plant your weeds. Brown, 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 on Cleveland, she'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn Brown, brown, brown. Brown, brown, on Cleveland, she'll lift you up or tear you down, depending on what you got going on. That darn Brown, brown. Shake your pom-poms. Shake, shake, shake your pom-poms.
I love that song, and I know you do too. Shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, shake your pom poms, damn it. Shake your pom poms. And never allow anybody to tell you not to shake your pom poms under any circumstances. Tell your haters, go on somewhere with their nonsense, because they do that best. They hate and hate and hate. Damn it, because they need to get them some goddamn business. Yep, I said it early. So, welcome to the Little Hut Podcast. And of course, my name is Kimberly F. Brown. F stands for fantabulous, because that's what you are, and that's what I am, and we are that together. So, of course, as always, I got to say hello to my lonely two sponsors. Oh, and next week we will have 4. Damn right. People are calling Brown on Cleveland, letting me know, hey, we got you. The hell what other people say. Don't nobody care about their nonsense and a straight out hate. So, good evening to New Beginnings 1111 Creations. And of course, that's Angie Marie. So if you're looking for Thanksgiving shirts, Christmas t-shirts, hoodies, jackets, tumblers, mugs, team uniforms, listen, call Angie Marie. She can be your exclusive designer. Call her right now and say, listen, Angie, shake your pom-poms, shake your pom-poms. Listen, lady, shake your pom-poms and just make my t-shirts. She can be reached at 216-395-7335. And that's Angie Marie, located in the city of Maple Heights. So give her a call. Then, of course, don't forget about Flavor Southern Cuisine Restaurant. Listen, if you guys are looking for some of the best soul food on the planet, you got to reach out to Rhonda Stubbs over at Flavor in Garfield Heights. The address is 12540 Rockside Road in the Plaza, in that Garfield Plaza, right off of Rockside, whatever case may be. And the zip code is 44125. And don't forget that if you own a daycare and if you need somebody to feed the little, yeah, those the little people in Cuyahoga County, not them damn people over in Chicago, because I'm going to talk about they dumb asses today. And it wasn't on my agenda, but I got to do that. Anyway, let me take care of Rhonda Stubbs. Listen, you can call her at 216 510 0919, 216 510 0919. And in a couple of weeks, she will be having I think Toys for Tots. And I will talk about that later, but not right now because there's too much going on. And also, too, you guys know I got to give you this shameless plug. Now, y'all know that I am the president. I am of the Black Women Commission of Cuyahoga County. And of course, our organization is totally unmatched. Nobody has done in this here United States of America what the Black Women Commission of Cuyahoga County has done. And I'm also the president of the Women Commission of Education and Training. Don't forget that we have our annual luncheon coming up. Yes, and it's on Saturday, December 13th, and we only have 28 tickets left. And I tell you this, by next week, it's going to be sold out. So you definitely want to shake your pom-poms to my inbox or go on Eventbrite and buy your tickets because they're not that expensive. Hell, they're only $10. Now, you only got $10. Listen, I will loan you $10. I just want my $10 back. So listen, y'all. Ladies, get your tickets. And I'm also inviting some of the fellas. Brown, that darn brown on Cleveland. You know what? We got to get down to some shiggity boo that's been going on across the region. Now, we know that there are several stories that people are talking about, but the first story I want to cover is a story right here in Cuyahoga County. Then we're going to go over to, I believe, Florida, and then we're going to head back around Chicago because Chicago is a hot ass mess. And they parents, boy, them parents need to be in jail because they damn sure going to hell, and Brown on Cleveland said it. But listen, right here, tonight's topic, before all this other shiggity boo took place, is about when the ballot box isn't enough, elections, losers, sorry asses, crybabies, they run to court, they turn to the court. So I want you guys to join this discussion tonight. And of course, hey, Kim Taylor, one of my BWCCC sisters, she's always hanging out and she always got my back. She told me I wish a mofo would try to attack our president and see what they get. All right, Kim, I got you. Love you for that. But anyway, listen, I want to talk about these sore losers. Now, the election is over. It's over. Go to counseling, damn it. Get a grip. Take some medication. Go on a retreat. Go to church. Talk to your pastor. Do something with yourself. Do something. Get away from them donuts that you've been eating, gaining weight, and go to Garfield Heights Park and just take some walks around the track. Get it out your system. Get you a punching bag. Damn it, but stop going to court wasting taxpayers' dollars, right? So these sore losers, right? When they lose, they go to court. Now, this is becoming a very anal situation. It is raising questions about the legitimacy of their claims and the judiciary role in resolving unnecessary disputes. Listen, if you lost in the primary and got your ass whipped, sit down. And then you came back for another ass whipping and got beat up in a general. Sit your dumb ass down. You look stupid. You really do. And I've always said this. I would never vote for anybody in an election if they have not played sports or they don't like sports because they don't know how to compete. Listen, dumb dumbs, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. So let me say this to the people in the back who don't understand this. Just because you lost, it doesn't mean that, you weren't the best candidate. It just simply meant that voters just ain't want you. Listen, take it from me. I lost 3 times, right? And remember, some dumb dumbs tried to drag me about it. It didn't matter because look at me now. The fact of the matter is, I ain't running court. You take your ass kicking and you go about your business. But y'all using the court for the wrong reason. I really wish that somebody in the General Assembly would be bold enough to introduce legislation that would direct the courts to say this. If you're coming to court during election time or after election time because it has something to do with the campaigns, the court automatically is going to reject you because these judges know, these magistrates know your feelings hurt. You was out there trying to shake your pom-poms, probably tearing up people's signs, throwing their signs in the street, going to council meetings, talking stupid and reckless. And now, you had to eat them crazy words. You was dragging people all over social media, being tough, following a dumb campaign manager, realizing that he and she didn't know what the hell they was talking about. Now you out here looking stupid. And all you want to do is just run the court and waste your court time. Then on top of that, you're lying about stuff. You're just telling lies. And I do know that there's a penalty when you file false charges on people. Listen, just in case y'all don't know, if y'all found out to be telling lies, don't you know there's a possibility and a probability that your ass may get sued down to your dirty, nasty, funky socks? Do you guys not know this? Listen, take your loss and move on. The question for anybody who's going to run for office, are you strong enough to handle defeat? For the courts, should courts hear the cases of losing candidates, or is it time to draw a line and hold them accountable for their actions? When the ballot box isn't enough, we see too many election losers turning to the court. You guys are turning the courts into a spectacle that's becoming all too common. It ain't fair. Well, you should have got you a qualified, bona fide, and certified campaign manager. Or you should have sharpened your skills. Or you should have just learned how to campaign. But more than anything, listen, you guys are looking stupid, absolutely ridiculous, crying. I'm still seeing dum-dums on social media talking about, somebody didn't play fair. Shit, campaigns ain't fair. Sure ain't. They weren't fair when people was out there tearing up people's banners. I mean, you're not talking about that. You're not talking about when, you was walking down the street, you and your spouse, you know what I'm saying, threatening senior citizens. You don't talk about stuff like that. It trips me out that some people can throw all these rocks, all these stones, but then when somebody throw a boulder at them, y'all be killing me. Y'all kill me. Everybody want to be a bully or a bulldog, and some of y'all look like that bulldog, but you want to be a bully and a bulldog, but then as soon as somebody, then you want to go cry. I'm gonna leave that situation alone, but I'm so sick and tired of this because I heard a rumor the other day, and I'm gonna put this rumor out here because I don't know if it's true or not. That's why it's a rumor. They told me that a judicial candidate is taking a person to court and trying to get the person's law license taken from them. I said, because they got their ass whipped. So, man, this stuff is crazy. This stuff is absolutely ridiculous. If they didn't want you, the voters didn't want you, they just didn't want you. That don't mean you wasn't the best candidate, dummy. Leave people alone, y'all. This is 2026. We getting ready to enter, and it's time to move on. There's an election coming next year. Listen, try again. Sharpen your skills, stay out the mess, hire you a real campaign manager, and try again. The court should be absolutely tired, and I wish that we had a bold Democrat, because I'm quite sure if I asked my stepdaddy, Donald Trump, that bothers y'all because y'all around here talking about she's Republican. No, dummies. All you got to do is go to the Board of Elections and look, it says she's a Democrat. I'm an independent Democrat, but y'all still be putting these crazy rumors out there because y'all don't understand the concept of satire because education matters. And apparently you lack that, and that's probably why you lost. Brown on Cleveland. Stop using the court, and I wish we had a bold legislator who would introduce something like that, so therefore the court wouldn't be tied up with all this bullshit and nonsense by these sorry ass losing candidates. And yep, I said it, and I'm sick of y'all, I'm sick of y'all. Don't don't care. I don't care about you bullying me. Self self crazy. Self said these crybabies, they probably wear Depends. What you saying, Self? They can't hold their water. Self said that's not the only thing they can't hold. All right, you guys, I gotta move on. Brown on Cleveland. That's crazy. That's crazy. Listen, y'all, there's a story coming out of Florida. That Self, boy, Self gonna get fired come 2026. Oh, but everybody likes Self. They just don't like me. That's crazy. And they love little Kimmy. Oh man, that's crazy. But listen, in Florida, check this out. A Florida Democratic Congresswoman, she's being charged with stealing $5 million in FEMA funds, making illegal campaign contributions. Now, y'all, I hate to tell you all this, but this is a sister. It's like, what in the world? This is interesting. Watch this. They say a Florida Democratic Congresswoman, her name is Sheila McCormick, has been federally charged with orchestrating a multi-million-dollar fraud scheme involving FEMA disaster relief funds and funneling illegal contributions into her political campaign. And that's according to prosecutors. Oh boy. Federal investigators allege the lawmaker stole more than $5 million intended for disaster assistance programs, diverting the money through a network of shell nonprofits and personal associates. Man, this is bonkers. This is bonkers. And people don't understand why. And keep in mind, this is allegations, right? Because nothing has been proven yet. This is what she's being accused of. But people don't understand why a lot of people no longer want to vote. They don't, because people get seats, man. And some of these people, they become invincible. They believe they can do whatever the hell they want to do. It reminds me of that garage situation over in Maple Heights when the mayor tried to pass that bill on to taxpayers. And I'm still in disbelief because I don't understand how anybody in their right mind don't see anything wrong with that situation. Man, that was crazy, but it is what it is, right? If y'all dummies let her get away with it, then y'all just a bunch of dummies. But back to this story here, it says prosecutors say the scheme involves submitting fraudulent reimbursement claims to FEMA for community relief projects that were never performed or were drastically overstated. So in other words, y'all, they're saying that she just took this money, she siphoned the money, she sent it to personal associates and shell nonprofits that probably didn't even exist. That's crazy. Or she inflated the FEMA cost. It says the indictment alleges the Congresswoman then routed a portion of the stolen funds back into her campaign operation using disguised donations, straw donors, and coordinated contribution bundles to evade federal campaign finance limits. In other words, she made up names and said that these people or entities were donating this money that she allegedly diverted from FEMA. That's crazy. They describe this as a deliberate, systematic abuse of federal disaster release resources. And guess what? If she's found guilty, that young sister, man, she may serve 20 plus years in prison. I always thought that the Congress people, don't they make about 175 a year? I mean, isn't that enough? And then they're part of these boards and they probably get paid. Then they have these speaking engagements and they probably get paid. Man, I tell you guys, it's something about them elected seats, Jack. People think they can do whatever the crap they want to do and that they're not going to get caught. Well, here's another one. Florida Democratic Congresswoman. That's a darn shame. Her name is Sheila. Look her up. Sheila McCormick of Florida. Shame on you. Shame on you. Another jackass. Shame on you. I'm so sick and tired of these people just doing stuff. Listen, just get the seat. Do what you promised the electors that you were going to do. Stay out of these crazy groups. Stay off of Facebook crying and whining and lying. And just, mind your business. Get you some business. And the business should be the business of the people. Nothing more and nothing less. And of course, got to say hello to my little sister. Woo, yep, Bree. You're always looking good, Sabrina. Always, always, always. And make sure you tell my goddaughter I said hello. All right, so that's her, Florida, Miss Sheila. If you did it, you wrong. And I don't know if you're going to look good in orange, but if you are found guilty, you're going to have 20 years to make a decision about whether or not you look good in orange, brown, on Cleveland. Yeah, she deserves that. Now, y'all, I know that everybody in this country, basically, is talking about that Chicago situation. But before I talk about Chicago and add my 2 cents to their nonsense, I am going to mind their business. But before I mind their business, Clevelanders, let's go back to our own business. We can't talk about Chicago. We shouldn't even be talking about Chicago young people. Because if y'all remember, just last week before last, we were talking about those kids who raped that 5-year-old in Cleveland and beat her. And mom is trying to get justice. And those kids that did harm to that 5-year-old, from my understanding, they back home with their parents. We can't talk about nobody. But before I go to Chicago, I also want to take you back here. About 2.5 years ago, the Black Women Commission of Cuyahoga County, one of our members, who's not a member anymore, if y'all remember Monica Lewis. Monica Lewis was supposed to have a sit down with Chris Fry of TV 19. If you know him, tell him his ASS needs to tune in. And the reason being is because during that time, we had a heightened awareness about crime and youth activity in our city, which in fact is on the rise. And we were still dealing with the situation of that baby who got killed, in Cleveland Ward 1. I don't want to revisit that. I'm just bringing you guys up to snuff. And right after we got the street sign posted, you know, Chris Fry interviewed Monica because at that particular time, I had appointed her to be our spokesperson. And when Monica did her pre interview with Chris, one of Monica's directives from me was to talk about parental accountability and parental responsibility. And we were talking about shared sentences. And I talked about this last week. When in fact, if a young person does something and he or she can't be institutionalized because of their crime, then therefore the mother and the father need to go to jail and then go to hell. Brown, right? Brown said it. I mean it, and I meant it today. Well, when Monica was talking to Chris about this, Chris totally ignored her. His comment was pretty much like, well, ain't nobody gonna buy into that process. Nobody want to see parents go to jail. The lies you tell. And when he interviewed Monica, he also interviewed, I believe it was the acting interim chief of police. And when I watched the interview on Channel 19, I realized that Monica's interview was not shown. So I emailed Chris. I called Chris. And I wanted to know why Channel 19 would not use her portion of the interview to talk about parental responsibility. Again, he told me that, legislators would not go for it, blase this, blase that. Okay, here's the problem what I have about people who do interviews and they want to shut people out who they bring to the table. No, you ain't supposed to do that. Whatever they got to say, you're supposed to say it. Well, he then asked to talk to me and we talked. And he was supposed to call me back because my thing is this: I can break this situation down to you. We have been talking about parental responsibility since 2018 when them teenagers shot and killed that baby. And them parents should have been held accountable. But here's the thing that gets me. These elected officials, man, don't nobody want to be bold enough to hold anybody accountable. And the reason being is because they're not really concerned about the safety of our community. They're more concerned about maintaining a seat. But I truly believe this: if you do right by the public in turn will do right for you and they will maintain you in that seat. All these scary ass elected officials, all of them basically need to go. Some will go to jail, some will go to hell, and some just simply need to retire from the seat. But I wanted to bring that up to let you know that our organization has been addressing this issue since 2018. And we also had a state rep, talk about it in the General Assembly. And I guess he dropped the ball because nothing ever surfaced from that. It just pisses me off. We talking. But now I see everybody talking about Chicago. I hear Clevelanders talking about Chicago, but Cleveland can't take care of Cleveland because Cleveland's so busy minding somebody else's business. Like I'm getting ready to do. But I'm still on that issue. So listen, man, this is crazy. So everybody know that story, right? The lady taking her kids home. She didn't pick them up from school. She got her son. She got her daughter. She got sickle cell. Some people say she's pregnant. Other people say she's not pregnant. Listen, I don't know if the lady's pregnant or not. That's kind of like irrelevant to me. I'm concerned about, hey, Sharon, I'm concerned that this lady can't even walk down the street safe without being attacked by some damn minions, some midgets and some fidgets and some dumbass kids. Just dumb all by themselves. They jump on a lady. They beat the lady. They beat her son. Her son he's still in the hospital. This stuff was absolutely ridiculous. When did we ever get to the point where these children have become so violent? And then you got a dumbass mother defending her daughter. That was bonkers. That's what she gonna say, y'all. She gonna say, damn right, Shan, hooligans, thugs, She gonna say, well, I'm gonna support my children, be it they do something good or bad. I don't care, blah, blah, blah. Then she gonna say how her daughter, is on a cheerleading squad and she's a leader. Well, she ain't too much of a leader. She followed them fools and she participated in that nonsense. That was crazy to me. And then, she gonna write all this stuff. I couldn't even read it because her writing is just so atrocious and she could barely spell. She definitely come from hell. And you can understand why her daughter act the way she act because you can see the behavior of the mama. And then at the end of her statement, she gonna tell everybody, F them. That's the reason why your daughter need to go to jail, lady, and you need to follow too. That's crazy. And then you had a grandmother, right? You had a grandmother who had her granddaughter on a video apologizing. After the child apologized, she gonna say, I don't mean what I'm saying. I'm only saying it because my grandmother told me to say it. Now, if I was a grandmother, I would have beat the living out of her. Real talk. And I hate to tell you that there's no system in the world that's ever going to tell me that I can't put my hands on my kid to straighten them out. Because what I really hate, and I've heard people say this before, don't say anything to my kid. They tell their kids, you don't have to listen to no one. Okay. Well, you're setting your kid up for jail or hell. That's what you're doing. If can't nobody say anything to your child, guess what's going to happen? They're going to end up in a penal institution and somebody's going to say a whole lot to your child. On top of that, they're going to do a whole lot to your child. And there's not a damn thing you're going to be able to do about it. So we got, unfortunately, a lot of parents. This is across the board, not just Cleveland. This is across the United States of America. We got a whole lot of these hooligans running around, and Sharon said it best, these thug culture children running around, intimidating people, bullying people, doing whatever hell they want to do to people. And some people sitting back thinking this stuff is funny. And it's not funny. These are your damn kids. You brought these kids in this world. And y'all don't want to do nothing with them. And then let me go here. I'm going to say this, may get in trouble, but y'all know Kim Brown. I really don't care. Y'all were so concerned about SNAP and SNAP back. Y'all was more concerned about SNAP than the conditions of your damn kids. Y'all was more concerned about SNAP than the conditions of understanding that your children go to school to learn. Y'all was more concerned about SNAP than being concerned about how your children are not being raised. Y'all something else, man. Y'all something else. I'm watching these videos all on social media because it's almost better than watching, BET Plus, Fox News, whatever. Alfred Hitchcock, which in fact I love, but it's better than that, y'all. It's crazy out here. And we sit up here, we worried about the wrong things. We so busy worried about who's going to be in charge when in fact ain't nobody in charge. You're not in charge. A title don't make you in charge. Some titles will cause you to go to jail or hell. And some of y'all are on your way successfully. But y'all worried about gossiping. That's what y'all like to do. And yes, their priorities are all messed up and they make a whole lot of excuses. Like I heard a lady say last week, she gonna say, this is what she gonna say. She gonna say, when I send my children to school, it's the teacher's job to raise them. No, dumb, not at all. That's your job to raise them. When they go to school, they have an active role. And their active role that they should play the position of a student. The teacher's job is to teach. And if you would teach your children their active role every time they leave your presence, then therefore you wouldn't have the chaos, conflict, and confusion that goes on every single day. But see, some of y'all so busy. I watch Facebook. Y'all so busy. Y'all got y'all kids and y'all grandkids all on social media. Some of y'all got these little hooligans, dressed like they 30, 40 years old. Totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. Their behavior is unacceptable. They getting all jazzy and smart with you, and you on Facebook kikiing and ha ha like this stuff is cute. And then when it gets out of hand, like now, you don't know what to do. But I'm gonna tell y'all something. I saw a video of a lady who said this, and I agree with her. And a lot of people are trying to beat her up. She said this. She said, if I was that parent and I was walking my kids home and a bunch of, whatever, she called them some real bad names. She called them little bees, right? If they decided to jump me, she says, I'd have fought them like they were adults. She said, I don't give a shit. She said, that's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. And the guy said this. He says, I'd have took out my pistol and I'd have shot all them little mofos. Yeah, well, some people would have. But here's the thing, though. Y'all know that if that lady would have fought them like they were little women, all y'all, well, not all y'all, because it wouldn't have been me, right? They would have been on her on social media talking about, you a grown woman. You shouldn't have been fighting them kids. Shit. Y'all crazy. Y'all crazy. Because me, I'd have fought them. I'd have fought them. Listen, I wouldn't care if there was a branch, a brick, a stick, a boulder. Because again, I'm going to tell you guys, like I said before, you want to drag people all day long. You want to bully people all day long. But when these people stand up to you, then you want to run, hide, and cry. Boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. Cry, baby, cry, baby, cry. And sometimes in life, you got to show people what you're working with. Because people be out here, man, they play way too much. Like right now, I guarantee you got some dumbasses right now on Facebook trying to drag somebody they don't even know. But as soon as that person find out and they check them, then all of a sudden that person is the problem. That person is the problem because that person spoke up. No, 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 no. That person is not the problem. That person is taking care of the problem. Taking care of the problem. You can't keep throwing these stones. You can't. Because soon as somebody throw a boulder at you, first thing you want to do is cry and lie and run to the courts. If that woman, that lady, if she would have beat the hell out them kids, all these people on social media laughing, thinking it's cute, they would be saying, she ain't have to beat them like that. She grown. They little kids. Little kids my ass. Did y'all see the little fat one on TV laughing, thinking it was cute? Yeah, that's the one that was with her grandma. Y'all ain't see her? She was smirking. It was cute. Y'all beat this woman. Y'all injured her son, who's still in the hospital. She had her daughter with her, and y'all didn't give a crap. But what I do know is this. If her dude was with her, I think that's her husband, y'all wouldn't have done that. Y'all wouldn't have done that. And you are right about this. People love throwing stones, then they hide their hands. That's what they do best. But somebody got a plan for y'all. Y'all keep doing that. Y'all keep having y'all kids come out here acting like they grown. These grown folks gonna treat them like they grown. And don't cry about it. Don't be trying to sue them all that nonsense. Don't do that. If they come like a woman, treat them like a woman. If they want to be a boy and come like a man, get your man to treat him like a man. Because that's the world we're now living in. And I'm going to tell y'all this, man, I wish a mofo would put their hands on my mother. Y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't saying anything. Because a lot of y'all think I'm like off the chain, and I'm not. But I'm going to tell you this. I'm a whole different breed. I'm not like you. I have not learned to turn the other cheek. I'm slow to respond. But when I respond, trust and believe, I'm going to burn a house down. Brown on Cleveland. Chicago is absolutely out of control. What those young people did is totally unacceptable. And you would think that every single elected official in the United States of America would be down in Chicago as one in solidarity, shutting that city down. But instead, they only know how to mind somebody else's business when the business shouldn't be mined. But when it's time to mind the business, everybody run and hide. Brown on Cleveland. I'm sick of these people. I'm sick of Cleveland. I'm sick of Chicago. I'm sick of these fake news reporters. I'm sick of these news directors who don't want to put the truth out there because they're so concerned about their advertisers. The news is supposed to be fair. It's supposed to be open. You're supposed to tell the truth. And one thing I heard today is this: when you come after a journalist for telling the truth, we come after you for all your bullshit and your lies. And whatever happens, let it happen, even if you die. Brown on Cleveland, I said it. But listen, you guys, I got to get out of here. Don't forget to go and shake your pom-poms and buy your ticket to the event on Saturday, December 13th, because I have two special guests. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but a lot of you will be very surprised about what we can do. My name is Kimberly F. Brown. Brown, that damn Brown on Cleveland. Remember this: if you talk about me in private, I'm damn sure going to talk about you in public. If you tell a lie on me, I will always tell the truth on you. If you mind my business, I'm damn sure going to mind yours too. And this is the countdown. You guys know that your girl will be in court dealing with those fake ass charges on Monday, December 1st at 2 p.m. And I will keep you guys up to date about what's going on and give you a play-by-play of what's going to happen. My name is Kimberly Brown. Brown, that damn Brown on Cleveland. Do me a favor, you guys. You guys
Shake
know what
your
to
pom-poms.
do. Just
Shake. Kimberly
Yeah.
F. Brown, she'll
What's
roll
her
up
name?
on your hometown. She supports the good, but if you're doing wrong, you better watch yourself. If you're cruel and full of spite, she'll shut you down. One wrong step and all